Mr. Anderson, how are we, good sir?
I'm good, Mr. LaChance. What's new with you?
A purple polo.
I
Uh,
saw
for
that. Looks pretty
for
good on you, I gotta say.
thank you, good sir. I'm trying to step up to your suave game, you know. Got to grow up a little bit. Can't be all Mickey Mouse t-shirts. Although, that's wonderful
It
too.
works for you. It works for you.
Yeah. So lots happening lately. Where do we want to dive in with this? Some things are moving forward. Not sure all of what we want to share and what we don't, so I got to follow your lead a little bit.
Yeah. It's I think where we're starting to go here is with some new technology that is happening in the United States today, and we're fortunate enough to be a part of a situation here with a gentleman named Dino Miliotis, who we've had on our podcast before. We've known him for about 3 years. He's an amazing guy and doing great work. Guy in recovery, and like me, we've been talking about this for a long time. Um, it's time we come up with some solutions here instead of what we continue to do in treatment. And for those of you that don't know, I do have a treatment facility. Pain is our nonprofit, and New Perceptions North is our treatment facility. And and this company has come up with some new technology that is going to, I believe, and I know Dino believes this as well, that is going to change the outcome of treatment. It is not the cure all. It's not the fix all. It's not the magic pill. It's not that, but it is going to make a major impact in what we're doing in treatment today.
Yeah, absolutely. And the people can go back, and I'll make sure they're linked in this video of our previous conversations with Dino. But as technology continues to move forward, AI has been a hot button in the news, where it's going, what it can do, and especially, that looking of it as a tool. And it is a tool that allows for certain things to happen that wouldn't otherwise. For instance, if you're someone in recovery, and oftentimes when we get asked things, if you're like me, and probably like you, a little bit stubborn, especially in those early phases, nah, I'm all right, I'm okay. When inside you're really having an anxiety attack, or something along those lines. It's amazing how this technology and what OpiAID is doing, and how it can actually read that and go, well, Mr. Johnson, we actually saw some data that's otherwise. Are you sure you don't want to, discuss around this? It just offers that next level of really being able to help someone, get them to talk, and be aware of issues that are going on, and find the best way to tackle them.
Sure. And and again, it is going to help us in the treatment industry. By the way, New Perceptions North is the first treatment center in the United States to actually be ready to go with this thing. We now have so many more treatment centers that want to jump on board with this, because this is an AI smart device that a person wears while they're in detox, residential, and outpatient program. And so what it does is it sends all your biometrics to the doctor via digital footprint every 5 minutes, and so it gets it's real time. And so instead of, again, we're always going to have the tech that is going to be checking the person at night and during the day, and all the time that they're there. But like you said earlier, there's plenty of times where, and I was just as bad. Somebody say, "How you feeling?" "Oh, I feel okay." And then they go about their day, not blaming them,
Yeah.
right? But there was nothing to actually check. So this, of course, sends your blood pressure, anxiety, your depression levels. It's what's your chance of relapse here? Where you're at mentally, physically, all of that gets sent to the doctor, gets sent right to the treatment center itself. So everything can be done in a matter of seconds and minutes instead of hours or days, is
Yeah.
what it is. And again, I hope people understand this. It takes out the possibility of human error in any of this. Not saying that these people don't do their job, because they do, but again, because of AI and smart and this new technology, this is the wave of the future. And by the way, today, Senator Robert Kennedy came out and talked about, people being, and this is a governmental thing now, but talked about people wearing this watch in the next 4 years, everybody.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. It's a big thing, and we're thrilled to be a part of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely moving forward in that recognition and what Robert Kennedy definitely talking about that, and research is showing that more and more people are moving towards that way, having a smartwatch, a smart device, something that they wear on their person on a consistent basis. So it's just again an enhancement of new tools as we continue to move forward technologically. And we need it. I mean, the nefarious nature of opioids, especially what we've seen with fentanyl, and tons of people that have gone through that recovery process. And as nefarious as fentanyl is, we need something that counteracts that in real time in an awesome way. And so it's good to have this step forward for sure to be able to help people tackle it, because our previous episode that came out was about long-term versus short-term harm reduction. And, we did talk about some of those modalities of medication-assisted treatment. But if you go back and even listen to what Dino talked about, he goes, that was one of the worst things for me, was to leave me on all these medications that I didn't need. They were just yo-yoing me all over the place. So to have these tools to help people in real time and hopefully help them too not have to be on any medication assisted treatment. And I'm not talking about if somebody has, legit mental health issues where they need to be on a medication, but I'm talking about the Suboxones of the world and things like
Right.
that. So they're not strapped to that forever. So I think it's just a really encouraging sign of what we can do with technology to help people live good and full lives. And I'm not attacking anyone on Suboxone either. I just know for me with certain things, and I'm thinking of Joey Guerriero when we had him on, where
Right.
he left the house one day when he was on Suboxone. He shared this on the podcast, and he forgot it, and he's flipping out.
Right.
So it's just breaking all those chains to the best of our abilities, so that people can have the strongest armor heading out in the world.
Sure. And I also think that that's why we have seen such a decrease in advocacy work, in people talking more about not only the fentanyl crisis, but the opioid crisis. But we've seen a decrease in the talk. We've seen the decrease in the media, most definitely over the last year and a half, from 2024 to present. We still see DEA doing their jobs, but we don't see anything as it comes to treatment from the mainstream media. We don't even see it from the local media anymore. We see it from a few people that, because we've been around for 16 years, that, we're still kind of if you want to call us that, the experts in this field. But, as Dino and I have spoken over the years, because just to back up, I'm seeing a lot of social media stuff now when people are talking about how the old ways don't work anymore. And again, I think fentanyl and everything that fentanyl is cut with has changed the game. The xylazine plus the fentanyl, it's extremely difficult to get somebody off of that. The insurance companies rule the treatment facilities. They dictate to us how long somebody can stay, and they've cut that down to 17 to 21 days. And you've got the doctors sitting on the insurance company's side over there that are saying, no, that patient doesn't need to stay there any longer. Even the amount of days that they have promised that they would give to them, right, in their policy. So I really believe, we really believe that are dealing with this product, that at some point, and it's probably not going to be too quickly here, but at some point, the insurance companies, this is going to go to an insurance company as well. All right. And the insurance companies are going to have to accept it. All right. As it being covered. Because right now it's the treatment center's responsibility to take that product in and give it to their clients. So there's going to come a point where that insurance company is going to have to change their ways, because what we have not offered, again, like I said earlier, what we have not offered in recent years is that better piece, that we're still striving for, that better piece to get the people the help that they need and to get them on the right track. And this is definitely going to do it. It's proven. They've already been through their trials. They've been through everything. We're a short period of time from FDA approval on this thing. It's an amazing, amazing product. Like I say, our phones are blowing up right here at the moment. So I wanted to start this program because many months ago I was dealing with some veterans. I just didn't like the way they were being treated. I didn't like the services that were being provided, for the lack of a better term. I think we need to do a better job with our veterans, and in essence, that's why I decided to start this. My biggest concern with veterans and substance use, especially with opioids, is that they're not getting the proper treatment. And it seems like for years they have not received the proper treatment for that. We decided to make sure that our veterans are going to be able to get the services they need in order to combat their addiction.
Well, and the good thing about it too is that with the type of data collection that it does, and proving it, when those insurance companies go to fight certain things and be like, no, they're good, we think they're fine. Well, we've got data that counteracts exactly.
Right.
I was going to say, I've watched my language here. I'm working on it. We'll detect that their BS in it, that show quite quickly that no, that is not the case, and this is why we do need longer time with this individual, and these are the signs and symptoms of what tends to lead to someone having a relapse pretty quickly. If they don't get that long-term help.
Right. I mean, you said it perfectly, and I'm glad you brought that up, because again, what is the doctor on the insurance company side going to say when the data comes back to him going, no, this man, this woman, they're nowhere ready to go anywhere at this point. They need at least 3 more days of detox, or 5 more days, or whatever it is. They may not, another 2 or 3 weeks, but they may need 5 more days. So guess what, doc? All right. It's now proven. It's now on paper. It's now a reality that, I'm sorry to say, you discharge that patient, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong. And here come the consequences to that, because like I said, we in this country are at a point where we need to make some changes, and we need to make them now, not 5 years from now, not 10 years from now, definitely not 25 years from now. We need to make them now if we are going to get anywhere, because, and I will say this, I was talking to somebody yesterday about this. I love what DEA is doing. I love the fact they're stopping the fentanyl from coming across the border. But all of a sudden, we're not talking about the regular opioid. We're not talking about Norco and Percocet and Vicodin and all the rest of them that go with this. We're still not talking, even though we don't see too much of it anymore, we're not talking about heroin. We're not talking about those things. But even with DEA, they're doing their job. But now if they really do their job, which again, their hands are tied to a certain extent, right, because of cartels and everything else, they're stopping a little bit coming across that border, and I applaud them for it. But if they start stopping so much that we have just nothing but a bunch of withdrawing addicts on our hands, we're in big trouble. Well, we're in big trouble now, but we're even in bigger trouble at that point. So the treatment industry better be ready to go. The laws better be put into place. Everybody needs to be ready to go. The insurance companies need to be on the same page. Their doctors need to be on the same page. So when that client comes in, the only next step we have to worry about is working with the insurance companies to make sure their policies get paid, make sure these people have the right insurance. By the way, Medi-Cal needs to jump on this bandwagon as well.
Yep.
because let me tell you something, the majority of Americans have Medi-Cal. They don't have private insurance. And that's going to be a big one for us. But if we can handle that, then we've got the handle on our addiction issue. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, it's going to be fascinating to see what the early adopters are, what starts to come back, and I just perceive a lot more people getting on board once those results continue to come through. It's encouraging. It's encouraging, and I think we got to use as many tools as we can find to just continue to help people, and it's all about prosperity.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's look, I deal with parents all the time. Last night's parent meeting, had a new client in, and my first informative little talk to her is that this is going to take 2 to 4 years, you know, um, but this I think is going to at minimum cut it in half.
Mm.
At minimum, cut it in half because no one is really adverse or knowledgeable of addiction to begin with. They're certainly not knowledgeable of the change that opioids make in our brain and our bodies, and they're certainly not aware that it's going to take a little bit longer, all right, for their loved one to come back from this. It's not a 30-day program and done. It doesn't work that way. So, but like I said, with this apparatus, it's it's kick ass, man, is what it is. And I haven't been this excited in the last couple of years, to be honest with you. I mean, this is something I've waited 16 years, to hear. And now that we're a part of it, and I'm a part of it, it's like a dream come true. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Yes, sir.
But let me say this: if there's people listening out there that are associated with a treatment facility, they can call area code 312-927-0399. Again, that's 312-927-0399, and they can get all the information that they need on this and how to get started. And we're more than happy to show you how to get started with this project. Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. I will put all that information in the podcast description. Anything else you want to add, Mr. Anderson?
I don't know. I look, I think, we're kind of not maybe kind of middle of summer already, so to speak. We're again, I try to look 2, 3, 4 months ahead sometimes on what's going on. And, for the younger generation out there and parents of the younger generation, we got school right around the corner again. And look, folks, it's time to have that talk with that sophomore, that's going in, or that freshman that's going into high school, whether if you've had the talk or not. But right now, it is more important than ever to talk to that person about opiate use and drug use in general, and what the possibilities are. What could happen to them by the way of fentanyl and everything that's associated with that, and the fact that fentanyl is laced on everything these days. We're seeing more and more marijuana use and people dying from that, being laced with fentanyl. So it's time. So again, that's kind of what I want to leave everybody with today. Have that talk with those kids, right? We know they're going to be kids, all right? They're going to screw up. That's their job, right? It doesn't make you a bad parent if they go out and use something. It certainly doesn't. But as a parent, you do have that responsibility, at least in my opinion, to talk to that child. All right, let them know what the dangers are of this thing, but keep going with it. Just don't talk once and let it ride, right? Because 9 out of 10 times, this is about 3 weeks. It's over their head already. So it needs to be continued to get brought up time after time after time.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that being said, don't forget that if you are in the Fresno area and you are a concerned parent and would like to have Narcan in the home, reach out to us. All you need to know about how to do so to get the free Narcan from us is in the podcast description as well. All right, Mr. Anderson, we're going to leave it there for this one. But I do want to say, as of the release of this, 4th of July just around the corner. So please have a safe and happy 4th of July from all of us here at Payne. And again, if you're going to be drinking, please do not drive. Get a designated driver. Stay where you're at. Uber, all these things. There is no excuses anymore. So we just want you and other folks out there to have a wonderful, safe, and 4th of July and celebrating our country.
New Perceptions North, the premier drug and alcohol treatment and recovery center in Central California. A full continuum of medically supervised top quality care with programs for detox and patient residential treatment with dual diagnosis, intensive outpatient treatment, sober living support groups, and more. New Perceptions North provides adult men and women with the highest caliber of professional health care, treating each client with compassion and respect, in a safe, comfortable environment to begin the process of recovery to proudly create and sustain a life without addiction. Call 559-978-1507 or visit newperceptionsnorth.com.